Hi, friends, and good morning. The 2016 campaign trail is really heating up as Jeb Bush and Hillary Clinton trade shots on ISIS and Iraq. Hillary's blaming Jeb's brother for setting America up to fail. So who has the stronger stance on foreign policy? Joining us now for a fair and balanced debate is Nomiki, Executive Director of the Accountability Project, and Mercedes Schlapp, Republican strategist and former spokesperson for the President George W. Bush. All right. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Nomiki, I'll start with you. Who has the stronger foreign policy stance?
I mean, this is just an obvious one here. You have Bush, who's basically trying to reinvent history. He's really in a tough position right now. He has no foreign policy stance. Let's begin with that. He has no plans. All he has is criticisms of Clinton. And he seems to ignore the fact that everybody knows this. We got into the war in Iraq because of his brother.
Mercedes, is that fair to say that Jeb Bush has no foreign policy?
It's not fair. He definitely has very strong plans and ideas in terms of not what to do with foreign policy, which is the key that we're seeing here with President Obama being a weak negotiator and all these deals from Cuba to Iran to the mere fact that for 3 years in 2011, he should have renegotiated a deal with the Iraqi government, and he failed to do so.
Tell that to the American families whose sons and daughters have died in the war and have been stuck in the war. You tell that to their families. Do you think that they want to hear that? They wanted to stay in an endless war for people that they're not necessarily connected to. Why did you go to Iraq? Tell the American people that. As a member of the former George W. Bush administration, why did you go to Iraq?
Is this something that Jeb Bush is going to have to continue answering for? Does he need to have a better word track? Did he perform okay in the debate? And will he continue to have to answer about his brother in Iraq?
Look, I think he will have I think that Governor Jeb Bush will need to continue to respond to the Iraqi question. As we all know, it was a bipartisan effort that basically said we were going to go into this war. We know that there was faulty intelligence that was associated with it. Let me give you a little history here. Secretary Clinton, when she was senator, actually voted in favor of the Iraqi war. But we can all rehash the past. What we're seeing right now is a huge vacuum.
This spin is insane.
Can you please stop screaming? It would be really
I'm sorry, but it's very personal to me when my friends had to go to the Iraqi war and people died.
For all of us.
Exactly. And that faulty intelligence was what you're saying is that your administration
to have had their family members and friends
die in
vain and continue to have instability.
So you want to stay there in Iraq?
Strong foreign policy. Nomiki, I want to ask you, just because former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton held that position, does that mean that the United States has better relationships with nations all over the world? And if so, what are they?
If we recall what the world was like in 2008, before Barack Obama was elected, before Secretary of Clinton became Secretary of State, we were not in a good position around the world. We've improved relations. Listen, we have Myanmar is now open. We have better relationships, trade deals. We have Cuba's obviously has a strong relationship and will soon be a partner with us. We're in a completely different scenario than we were before.
A communist dictator.
All right, Nomiki and Mercedes, thank you so much for your time today. Very spirited for 20 minutes after 6. Impressive.